Good morning, everyone. Today is June 30th, 2024. This is the day 2 of Sacramento Buddhist in Ango, but we are starting the service or the Ango with the chanting of Sanbutsuge. So please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. お元気一人無国行善妙無用当社日月満日中高営業開始のんぺ有逆十目如来予言調整無臨小学大音コール実法開門精進三昧知恵徳無量中小慶右人大前年小仏法海愚人人の空語外体無明欲ぬ生尊用無義のしし人徳無量空君古代知恵人妙光明意祖神道大仙願がさぶ在所法可動生じ未不下脱不正常位会人精進行税三昧知恵上合成特仏不行志願に再空空イサダイアンケシウブ百千の九万無量大小修行五弱よ一切死と小仏不行愚道見性不逆非行五弱小仏世界不可下無種節の光明師匠変師匠国行税精進偉人南両両がさぶ国土第一号種奇妙道場超絶国行内音二無とそがと愛民道達二歳実法来生 心念症状意とが国経楽安門公文神妙是が心象本願の日力小小欲実法生尊知恵無下上量子孫知が信行軽量心死食毒中他行精進臨入形ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがにしくどく平等性祭道本大神往生安楽ナマンダー、ウツナマンダー、ウツナマンダー、ウツナマンダー、ウツナマンダー、ウツナマンダー、ウツナマンダー、ウツナマン。So today, before getting into the topic, I would like to add some more information on Rondai or topics for discussion. According to the late Reverend Dr. Tomoyasu Naito, the history of the discussion goes back to 1852. During the school break, the topics were lectured. And there were many scholars who wrote commentaries on Rondai, such as Reverend Zenjo Matsushima, Reverend Engetsu Toyo, and Reverend Gizan Ashikaga, and so on. And Ashikaga Sensei's grandson, Reverend Joen Ashikaga, was an associated minister to BCA in the past, and he served Sacramento Buddhist. Later, he went back to Japan and established a publication company called Dohosha. But anyway, these scholars discussed Rondai, but oftentimes they had different titles to the same theme of the topic. And number of the Rondai were different by the scholars. So as I mentioned yesterday, Rondai will be the subject of exam at the Denshi exam to receive scholarly title. But if the name of the Rondai title and the number of the Rondai are different, the students cannot study accordingly. So 1925, Department of Kangaku Scholars organized them into 30 topics for discussion on the settled mind. 70 topics for discussion on doctrine, 10 supplemental topics, and 20 topics for discussion on outside teachings. And I'm not sure what the 20 topics were since I don't have any information in my hand right now. But the discussion are compiled into one book titled Shinshu Social, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Social means like collection. So collection on the Shinshu teaching, Shinshu writings or something. And then these two books are really important books for those who would like to study the Jodo Shinshu teaching. And I believe these books are published in 1930 or so. Since yen became weak against dollar, I purchased the 13 volumes of Shinshu Social. And, this is one of my treasure in my office. If I was recording this in my office, you could see the book behind me, but that's a Shinshu Social. But anyway, now topics for discussion on the settled mind is reduced to 17 topics, but it was 30 at first, reduced to 25 in 1964. The reason was that the number of lecture a year at Ryukoku University, it was about 25 times. So the number of rondai became 25. And these 25 rondai are merged and reduced, but some were added to consist 17 rondai in 2002. And the rondai we are going to study, Ougen Bunzai, the range of the significance of aspects of our going forth and our returning, is one of the topics which was added. But anyway, so significance of the topic of the range of the significance of aspect of our going forth and returning could be like this. There are two aspects of Amida directing of virtue to sentient beings, which are the foundation of the Jodo Shinshu doctrine. That are the aspect for our going forth to the Pure Land and the aspect for our return to this world. However, there are misunderstandings of these aspects occurring from the confusion on the placement of these two directing of virtues. Therefore, we clarify the distinction and the range of the two aspects of directing virtue of going forth and returning. So, at the topic, we do not discuss the definitions of the terms, but we discuss the reason why this rondai was established. And in this significance of the topic, we see the word misunderstanding and confusion. Then, what are the misunderstanding and confusion on these two aspects of our going forth and returning? So in our tradition, the divergent understanding or different understanding from Shinran Shongin's understanding on Shinjin and Nembutsu is called Ianjin. And as I mentioned yesterday, there are certain Ianjin each rondai corresponds to. And there are divergent understanding, like attaining of birth happens in this life, or Gensho Ojo, or the life after receiving Shinjin is aspect of our returning, Shingo Genso. And these understandings are called divergent understanding because we cannot find authoritative passage from the sutras, Seven Pure Land Masters' commentaries, and Shinran Shongin's writings saying that the aspect for our going forth means attaining birth in the Pure Land in this life, or returning to this world means to live a life of Shinjin. Since Jodo Shinshu is founded by Shinran Shongin, relying on the three Pure Land Sutras and the seven Pure Land Masters, we should rely on these teachers' guidance. Since I practice Chinese martial arts, I often use this as an example. But, there are many styles of the martial arts. And if we go to Judo dojo to practice Judo, and, if we punch and kick the opponent, we will be banned to come into dojo again. There are certain rules in each style of martial arts, and it comes from the understanding of the founder of the art. So since we consider ourselves Jodo Shinshu Buddhist, we are students of Shinran Shongin. And we studied what the understanding of Shinran Shongin was. And we do not rely on our self-centered understanding or reading of the sutras and commentaries. So this topic defines the meaning of two aspects of Amida's directing virtue to sentient beings, the aspect of our going forth and the aspect of our returning. And through defining them, we clarify that the understanding, such as birth in the parent in this life or returning to this world is the life of Shinjin, a different understanding from Shinran Shongin's understanding. So tomorrow, we are going to study reference or authoritative passage of this Rondai. So I hope today's explanation helped. And in closing, please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. This concludes today's morning service, and I hope you will have a wonderful day today and hope to see you tomorrow morning. So thank you for attending today's service.